a slight movement across the ground, and the confrontation begins before anyone fully realizes it. Snakes are not only hunters. At times, they must also face opponents just as dangerous. From birds of prey to quick and alert mammals, each encounter becomes a contest of timing and instinct. And once the distance disappears, even the smallest misstep can change the entire outcome. The dwarf mongoose enters the confrontation with the black mamba, carrying a level of speed and nerve far beyond its small size. Both sides keep testing each other's reactions, yet neither finds an opening safe enough to push much farther. Some of the most gripping encounters end in something rare. Both leave unharmed. The black mamba stands out not only for its impressive length, but also for a speed that makes many opponents wary from the very first moment. It moves with the decisiveness of a species that depends on open space to keep the advantage on its side. In the world of snakes, that presence alone is enough to create intense pressure. The black-necked spitting cobra approaches the puff adder with the calm of an animal used to handling dangerous rivals. There is no prolonged struggle, only a series of clean actions that reveal the difference in how each side controls the moment. Among reptiles, some encounters are decided very quickly by experience and initiative. A surveillance camera captures a rare moment as the bobcat moves near an area where a rattlesnake is sheltering. It does not rush in blindly, but probes carefully against an opponent capable of creating serious risk. Encounters like this show that nature is not only about strength, but also about reading danger correctly before making a move. The bobcat enters the confrontation with the rattlesnake using speed and reflexes that keep the rhythm of the moment constantly shifting. It avoids danger quickly, holds just enough distance, then chooses the right instant to pressure the snake's head. Some animals may carry the graceful look of a house cat, but when necessary, they still reveal the remarkable precision of a seasoned hunter. The two dogs rush out the moment they notice the king cobra moving into the yard. They maintain distance through relentless barking, while the snake lifts its body high in a clear warning display. The standoff only truly ends when people step in at the right time. In situations like this, staying safe and calling trained rescue help is always the wiser choice. The moment danger appears near the chicks, the parent chickens almost instantly shift into a completely different rhythm. They repeatedly place themselves between the young and the threat, using all their alertness to maintain a safe distance. There are moments when the instinct to protect makes small creatures seem far stronger than their appearance suggests. The mother hen stays firmly over the nest, even as the cobra keeps applying pressure from very close range. She does not leave her position, only leaning away and adjusting her stance as if all her attention now belongs to the eggs beneath her. When the maternal instinct rises, determination can sometimes become greater than fear. The The brown snake eagle approaches the forest cobra with the calm of a predator accustomed to dealing with dangerous opponents. It strikes with clean precision, holding exactly the right position to keep the other side from turning the situation around easily. In encounters like this, accuracy often matters more than any display of raw power. The honey badger and the cobra meet in an atmosphere so tense that every small movement carries weight. Neither side shows any sign of easing off, yet the honey badger's persistence and decisiveness gradually begin to tilt the balance. Some confrontations are not decided by size, but by which side is willing to hold the pressure to the very end. The rattlesnake gives the rat almost no time to understand what has just happened. Everything erupts in one very brief instant, and then the prey begins to slip completely out of its familiar sense of control. That sudden shift in momentum is what makes this moment feel both quiet and chilling at the same time. The confrontation erupts so quickly that it leaves almost no time for anyone to prepare. The mongoose does not rush in recklessly. It stretches the encounter out, forcing the cobra to wear itself down through each turn and adjustment. In that tense back and forth, the advantage gradually leans toward the one that can sustain the rhythm longer. The small bird darts at the false coral snake with a level of intensity far beyond what its size would suggest. On the other side, there is almost no chance to create a strong enough shift in momentum against the repeated close pressure. At times, it is a tiny creature that can make the entire situation erupt in the most unexpected way. The confrontation between the rattlesnake and the tegu grows tense from the very moment both keep their distance and test each other's reactions. But before the situation can truly erupt, the tegu pauses and withdraws from the center of tension after sensing people too close nearby. The cat is resting quietly when danger suddenly appears at very close range. But instead of panicking, it responds with dodges and reflexes so quick that the snake struggles to find a safe rhythm for closing in. Some confrontations do not end because one side fully overpowers the other, but because the other side understands it is time to leave. The cat is resting quietly when danger suddenly appears at very close range. But instead of panicking, it responds with dodges and reflexes so quick that the snake struggles to find a safe rhythm for closing in. Some confrontations do not end because one side fully overpowers the other, but because the other side understands it is time to leave. The black mamba creates intense pressure not only because of its venom, but also because of its speed and the decisiveness of its movement. Simply appearing at close range is enough to make every creature nearby become instantly cautious. With animals like this, understanding the danger clearly is the first step towards staying safe. The chameleon stays still, hoping its camouflage will help it blend into the surrounding environment. But once the snake locks onto the right position, everything shifts into a tense rhythm within an instant. Even with determined resistance, it still faces an opponent that strikes with great speed and remains very difficult to predict. A chaotic moment sends the entire chimpanzee group into alarm when the snake is suddenly thrown into the middle of them. Their reaction bursts out almost immediately, both disorderly and highly cautious, before the snake takes the chance to slip away from the center of tension. Some encounters do not last long, yet still manage to throw the entire scene off balance in an instant. The mongoose does not rush in blindly. It waits patiently for the right angle and the right moment before reacting. That precision leaves the snake with very little room to turn the situation around. In confrontations like this, the difference often comes down to the moment of decision, not speed alone. A cobra creates intense pressure simply by appearing and lifting the front of its body high. With potent venom and extremely fast reactions, it is one of those opponents that many species become wary of from the very first moment. When food is already available, the cobra handles everything with its signature calm. It does not need to spend energy on a chase, focusing instead on making use of the meal directly in front of it. This pursuit feels tense from the very meaning of it. One snake tracking another. There is no noise, only the sense of distance being closed little by little by a hunter with great patience. The black snake has already secured its opponent, and from that point on, the situation no longer holds the balance it had at the start. What makes this moment so chilling is not the speed, but the sight of one snake being overwhelmed by another of its own kind. The cobra begins the hunt with confidence, but the monitor lizard ahead is not the kind of opponent that is easily thrown off balance. It drags the snake across the ground, keeping the confrontation in a hard-fought struggle where neither side truly gains complete control. The green snake holds an unsettling calm, even as the other side opens with clear aggression. It does not rush to react, as if waiting for the exact moment to reverse the rhythm of the encounter. And when the response finally comes, the balance shifts immediately toward the one that stayed patient longer. The cobra is pressuring a ground squirrel when a yellow mongoose suddenly appears, sending the situation in a new direction very quickly. What begins as a solitary hunt instantly turns into a tense confrontation between two opponents that are both extremely fast and highly experienced. At times, just one animal stepping in at the right moment is enough to rewrite the entire outcome. The brown eagle holds the initiative for most of the encounter, but a single change in position is enough to open a moment of response for the cobra. The confrontation becomes a tightly stretched test of reflexes, with both sides needing to be precise at every beat. The cobra and the honey badger enter the encounter with a very clear difference in how each holds pressure. One relies on warning displays and striking speed, while the other stands out for a persistence that barely gives way. That ability to stay in the moment is exactly what makes the honey badger such an unusually difficult opponent for venomous snakes. In the world of snakes, everything happens fast, clean, and with almost no chance to recover from a mistake. Just one decision made out of rhythm can change the entire outcome. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. For more dramatic encounters from the natural world, please subscribe to the channel so the next videos will not be missed.